Hi all, we are going to learn lecture 4 of unit 3 in divisibility theory and canonical decompositions. Our subject code is MA8551 Algebra and Number Theory. Recap. We have seen already division algorithm, base B representations, prime and composite numbers, and today we are going to learn greatest common divisor GCD. Greatest common divisor, which we say in brackets GCD, definition 1. The greatest common divisor GCD of two integers a and b, not both 0, is the largest positive integer that divides both a and b. So, example, it is denoted by GCD of a comma b or a comma b within the open brackets. The greatest common divisor of two integers a and b, which is not both 0, and we take largest positive integer that divides both a and b. So for example, we will see 12, 18, we are finding GCD here. You find out all the divisors of 12 and find out all the divisors of 18 and take the common elements, common divisors for both 12 and 18. In that, you will get the greatest common divisor is 6. And you can find 2, 3 other divisors, but which is the least one? The highest, the greatest common divisor is 6. And this is the GCD of 12, 18. And here you can see 12, 25. There is no common divisor for 12 and 25. Only 1 is the GCD. Next you can find out minus 15, 25. Find out the divisors of 15 and 25. The greatest common divisor is only 5. And here you can find out 3, 0. So 0 is the no value. So the divisor of 3 is 1, 3. So you can take a GCD of 3, 0 is 3. Definition 2. A positive integer d is the GCD of two positive integers a and b if the first one is d divides a and d divides b. Then if you take a positive integer d, which is the GCD of two positive integers a and b, such that the first condition that d divides a and also d divides another number b. If c divides a and c divides b, then we can write c divides d, because here we have taken d. D is the greatest common divisor of a and b. And here again we are taking one divisor c. Obviously this c will be less than d, because d is the greatest common divisor. So c divides a and c divides b means then the c obviously divides d, where c is a positive integer. Note, GCD of a comma b is equal to GCD of minus a comma b. That can be written as GCD of a comma minus b, which can be written as GCD of minus a comma minus b. So all these values are equal values. We confine our discussion of GCD to a positive integer. Next topic is relatively prime. Definition. Two positive integers a and b are relatively prime if their GCD is 1. Suppose you take two positive integers a comma b. When we find the GCD, its value will be 1. So for example, we can take GCD of 6, 25. So there is no common divisors of 6 and 25 other than 1. So the GCD value will be 1. So 6 and 25 are relatively prime. Theorems. Theorem 1. The GCD of two positive integers a and b is a linear combination of A and B. So the GCD of two positive integers. What are the integers we have taken? A and B, which can be written as a linear combination of A and B, such that if D is equal to AB, then can be written as LA plus MB, which is a linear combination for some integers A and M. So we want to prove the statement. Let us define S is equal to XA plus YB such that XA plus YB is greater than 0, where X comma Y belong to Z. Here we have written A and B are the positive integers which can be written in a linear form. So in linear form I have written XA plus YB, and always these values will be greater than 0 because here we have taken positive integers. So when you form a linear combination, that value also will be greater than 0, where X comma Y belong to Z. Since A value was greater than 0, we can expand A as 1 into A plus 0 into B like a linear form. You can take any alphabet with 0. So this is important. A can be written as 1 into A. Other term is 0 into B, which belongs to S. So S is non-empty set of a positive integers. Hence, by well-ordering principle by induction method, S as a least positive integer D. So D can be written as LA plus MB for some positive integers L and M. Now we shall prove D equal to GCD of A comma B. Since D is greater than 0, now by division algorithm of A and D, we can find integers Q and R such that A equal to QD plus R. This is the Euclidean division algorithm. A is equal to MQ plus R. Here we have taken A is equal to QD plus R, where R is the remainder, Q is the quotient, and D is the divisor. R lies between 0 to D. R is equal to, we can in the previous slide, you can bring QD to the opposite side and you can write R is equal to A minus QD. Then this D value is already we have defined LA plus MB. Here on substituting, simplify, we get 1 minus QL into A plus minus QM into B. This shows that R is a linear combination of AB. So which is it is like a linear combination, something like XA plus YB. So this shows R is a linear combination of A and B. Now if R not equal to 0, then R is greater than 0. So obviously R cannot be, R is not equal to 0. It is, and not equal to 0 means R will be greater than 0. So if it is greater than 0, then R belongs to S. Further, R belongs to S. Further, we can take R is less than D. Because D is the greatest common divisor, this R will be greater than 0 and R will be less than D. This is a contradiction to the fact D is the least element of S. D cannot be the least element because D is the greatest common divisor. So that cannot be the least element of S. Therefore, R equal to 0. When you substitute R equal to 0 in the previous equation, we get A in the Euclidean division algorithm, A equal to QD, which implies D divides A. Similarly, we can prove D divides B. Thus, D is a common divisor of A and B. If C divides A and C divides B, then on writing in a linear form, we can write C divides LA plus MB. I have written in linear form, which implies this is the formula of D. So C divides D. Hence, D is a GCD of A comma B, where D is equal to A comma B. That is GCD of A comma B. Here, hence the proof. So, in the given theorem, the GCD of two positive integers a and b, we can write it as a linear combination. If d equal to a comma b, then we prove d is equal to LA plus MB for some integers a and m. So thus by framing into a linear combination of a comma b, we have proved d is equal to a comma b. Now we will see theorem 2. Two positive integers a and b are relatively prime if and only if there exist integers alpha and beta such that alpha a plus beta b is equal to 1. Proof: if a and b are relatively prime, then a comma b equal to 1. This is the relatively prime definition we have seen already. Now then, by the theorem 1, there exists an integer alpha and beta such that there in the theorem 1 we have taken a and b. Here the positive integers are alpha and beta. We are able to write in the linear form alpha a plus beta b is equal to 1. Conversely, let alpha a plus beta b is equal to 1, and we have to prove that GCD of a comma b equal to 1. If d is equal to a comma b, so the meaning is d is equal to GCD of a comma b means d divides a and d divides b. Then which can be written as d divides, if it divides a and b, then d divides the linear form of a and b. D divides alpha a plus beta b, which implies what is alpha a plus beta b here? It is 1. So d divides obviously 1. Therefore, d equal to 1. So the GCD of a comma b is equal to 1. So a and b, since the GCD of any two elements is equal to any two numbers are 1 means a and b are relatively prime. Hence the proof. Theorem 3. If a divides c and b divides c and a comma b equal to 1, then prove that ab divides c. AB divides C. So we have to assume A divides C and B divides C. So given A divides C and B divides C, we are able to write C equal to some constant into A. And B divides C can be written as C is equal to N into B for some integers M comma N. Also, we can write GCD of a comma b equal to 1, which can be written as, it is given in the statement GCD of a comma b equal to 1. If this statement is true, we can write it in a linear form alpha a plus beta b is equal to 1. For some integers alpha and beta by using the theorem 2. Now, alpha into AC, therefore, alpha into AC plus beta into BC is equal to C. Then we can substitute what is a C value. C divides NB. So C divides B. So we have written C is equal to NB. So that you can substitute in the place of C. And here it is C divides A. So C can be taken as MA on substituting. Now taking a common element AB, we get alpha N plus beta M into AB, which is equivalent to C. Now here I can tell some constant multiplied with AB which is equal to C means this AB divides C. So note that A divides BC does not mean that A divides B or A divides C. You can see this in an example when 6 divides 24. So 24 can be written in 3 into 8. It does not mean that 6 divides 3 or 6 divides 8. So this is not a valuable thing. So we have proved in the, if A divides C and B divides C, by taking GCD of A comma B equal to 1, then we have proved AB divides C. Theorem 4. If A and B are relatively prime and if A divides BC, then A divides C. So here we have to take A and B are relatively prime. Assume A divides BC, we have to prove A divides C. So given A comma B are relatively prime, so the formula is GCD of A comma B equal to 1. So which can be written in a linear form, alpha A plus beta B equal to 1 for some integers alpha A comma beta. Now this when we are writing in a linear form, A divides alpha into AC. And A divides BC. We get, since A divides alpha into AC and A divides BC, we get A divides linear combination of both the terms, alpha into AC plus beta into BC. Here A divides alpha into AC and A divides beta into BC. We get A divides A into alpha AC plus beta BC. So it is obviously A divides, you can take C commonly outside. A divides alpha A plus beta B into C. Now this can be written as alpha A plus beta B, already we have taken it is 1. So A divides 1 into C, which implies A divides C. So here by taking A comma B relatively prime, if A divides BC, then we have proved that A divides C. Euler's lemma. State and prove Euler's lemma statement. If a P is a prime and P divides AB, then P divides A or P divides B. So the proof of this theorem, if given P is a prime, P divides AB. Now to prove, either P divides A or P divides B. Suppose P does not a factor of A. That means if P and A are relatively, if P is not a factor of A, then it must be relatively prime P comma A, which is equivalent to 1. GCD of P comma A value is 1. There are integers. If it is 1, GCD of P comma A equal to 1 means we can write it in a linear combination with alpha and beta. So there are integers alpha and beta such that alpha P plus beta A is equal to 1. Multiplying both sides of this equation by B, we get alpha PB plus beta AB is equal to B. Since P divides P and P divides AB, then, so here I can write it as P divides, it is PB. This B should come here, P divides PB and P divides AB. Then I can club these two, P divides alpha into PB plus beta into AB, which is the linear combination. So that is P divides, you can take B outside, B into alpha P plus beta A, which can be written as alpha P plus beta A is already it is 1. So on substituting here, we get P divides B. Since alpha P plus beta A is equal to 1 and we got the result P divides B. So in the Euler's lemma, if a P is a prime, we have taken P and P divides AB. Then we have to prove either P divides A or P divides B. And we have used P does not had a factor of A. So it is relatively prime. We have expressed in linear combination. Multiplying both sides by B, Then P divides PB and P divides AB. We wrote it in a linear combination. Then finally substituting alpha P plus beta A as 1, we get P divides B. Hence the proof. Conclusion. We have seen in this video greatest common divisor, first definition, second theorems. Then we have seen our relatively prime definitions, then theorems and Euclid's lemma. Thank you, students.